I'm waiting for a call. So I am not a big fan of waiting for phone calls. I'm nervous because I don't like waiting for phone calls. Yeah, I don't like making phone calls really, but I'd rather make the phone call than wait for the phone call, because I know when you make the phone call, you're in control of like calling, you know, you're not expecting it. You are the one that's calling. So for me, it's like, oh snap. Hello, this is Tiffany. All right, sounds good. Thank you. All right, bye. Whew. Okay, so I just got done with a phone screen. It could be kind of like nerve-wracking, especially when you're talking, like for me, I don't really talk to people like as it is, like that's a horrible thing to say, but I'm definitely more comfortable behind the camera. I'll say that much. In person, I like talking to people, but only after I've known you. So if we haven't really spent time, I'm just like, you're a stranger. But it's totally necessary to get a job, so I understand. So that was just a phone screen, you know, because they received a lot of applications and they just wanted to screen out people and, you know, get a feel for them. And so I have a good feeling about this. But then again, I might say that and then they're like, yeah, we regret to inform you. It's like, God dang it. So anyways, so that's done. I did speak on, I don't know if I'll show the entire video, but of me on the phone, probably not, that's weird. But yeah, I did speak a little bit about how I'm learning the back end. I think it's important. Honestly, I'd like to be full stack because I know that I'm capable of doing it. But people want you to choose a box. They're like, do you want to be in this box or this box? And me, I don't fit in either one of them. I want to be a part of both boxes. And so I think that's a large part of my struggle. But I've mentioned it because I feel like it's important to be like, okay, I'm a, you know, I know both parts of the puzzle here. And I was actually a little bit nervous to say, because it's a front-end developer position, but in the job description it lists that you have to know Java and C#. Well, I don't know either one of those well enough to say, yes, I know that and I have all this experience with it. Like, I don't know either one of them enough to be like, I know all the things. But I mentioned it because I feel like it'd be beneficial. When you're working in a company, it's good for somebody to know both front end and back end. I'm not saying go learn front end and back end right now. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that if you know it or if you want to know it and you're learning it, then go for it. It's not going to hinder you. I think that it only helps you in the end. But you got to be genuine about it. If you don't really care for the back end and you keep getting calls about back end work, or you don't really care about the front end and there's no connection on the, especially with the job description, I pay much attention to the job description, but if there's no connection to the front end to the back, from the front end to the back end, and this position says front end web developer or front end development or whatever it may be, and you have a connection to only the front end, and then the job description says you must know back end, insert back end language here, PHP, or something like that, you know, then I think it's beneficial to mention it. If they don't mention it, then it may not happen. So keep that in mind, and that may be a little confusing, but in the end, all I'm trying to say is that if it mentions knowing about the back end in a job description, then it will not hurt you to mention it in the interview process. Right now, I have a couple things to do that have nothing to do with coding, and so I'm going to get started on that. We're planning a what do you call it? Like a holiday party. We're planning like a holiday party for my young adult ministry at church, and I stumbled on the committee for the team. I don't know how that happened, but apparently I'm part of the planning committee. I don't know. So anyways, I'm in charge of games, which is really funny, I think, but whatever. Anyways, I'm looking up, before my interview, I was doing some research on questions and stuff for the game that I have decided that we were going to play. So I'm going to finish doing that. It's almost noon. So yeah, I'm going to finish doing that, and then once I get done with that, I'll probably end up eating lunch, and then I will start on some PHP stuff, Laravel stuff. I also have a project idea that I want to accomplish. Last time I had a project idea, like I wanted to remake this website that was really bad after I finished the coding bootcamp. And so I wanted to remake this website. Well, by the time I got back to the website, they had already redone the website. I said, what the French? So I was late to the party. So I really want to do a lot of groundwork on this website, and since I'm doing both the front end and the back end for this, I am going to like sketch out a couple of things that I want the website to look like. So as I'm coding, I could be like, okay, this is the idea that I want to have. I don't use any kind of like software program or anything like that. I know people use Sketch and I think maybe Adobe Photoshop maybe, or something. I don't know. People use different tools to do that. And then I know there's Balsamic is another one. I used that a little bit at my last job in order to create what do you call it, wireframes for like a user interface. So yeah, I did that, and yeah, but I haven't really done like used an actual application. I was really gonna buy Sketch app at one point, and then I was like, I really don't have time to learn that right now. So I was like, let me just try to learn it another time. So I stick with my pen and piece of paper, or my pencil and piece of paper, because that's what works for me. But yeah, I might show that later. Hey lovely people, I'm back. So I actually already just heard back about the job that I had been on the phone with. So I'm like, awesome! I didn't think they would get back to me so quickly. I was expecting a couple days, but okay, let's do this. So I'm gonna respond to that email, and in that short amount of time, let me put in perspective. I think it's been like maybe 45 minutes since I've had that phone call, and I've written my questions, which I'm super excited about, and now I'm trying to get lines on them. Planning on being done with this question page at 12, and of course that doesn't always happen. So it is officially lunchtime for me. It's a little bit later than I wanted it to be. It's 1:30 currently, and I'm just about to eat lunch. The reason, I think I got caught up doing something. I honestly, right now, I can't remember what it was. I don't know. But I finished the church stuff. I've sent it to somebody who could print it for me, and when they get it printed, I'll go ahead and pick that up. I don't know when he's going to have it done, but I'm in no rush, just as long as it's before the end of the week. I'm eating lunch now. There's my lunch. So y'all probably don't know this about me. I don't think I've ever spoke about it in another video, but I'm vegetarian. I've been a vegetarian since the first week of August, I think. So yeah, it's been a few months. I don't call myself a vegan, although, because for those of you who don't know, vegetarian just means you don't eat any animal meat product, and then being vegan means you don't, in addition to not eating any meat product, you also don't eat any animal byproduct. So anything that comes from an animal, you don't eat it, which includes dairy products. So I really don't eat dairy. I don't really like cheese as it is, honestly. And people are always like, oh my gosh, you don't like cheese. And I'm just like, it's fine. I don't really care for cheese. I made pizza Saturday. Yeah, I think it was Saturday. I made pizza. And so I bought the crust and I bought the pizza sauce because I'm super lazy. That's just how it was. I could make my own crust and I could make my own sauce. Most definitely. I just got to the point where I'm just like, not gonna do that. So, but on top of my pizza sauce, I make a mozzarella sauce. So, a cheese, sorry. Mozzarella cheese. So, it's actually not real cheese mozzarella, it's fake mozzarella, which means I just made it out of cashew nuts and some other stuff and blended it up and cooked it for a little bit, and then it's mozzarella cheese, and then I put spinach on my pizza. So yeah, and then my sister made some kind of salsa. I don't know, it's pretty good, but I thought it was missing something, and then she later on told me that of course she doesn't, I forgot about this about her, but she doesn't really cook with salt, and so it was missing seasoning. And so anyways, I just mixed that together with my other salsa and it's a-okay for me. But yeah, I'm about to have lunch and then I'll get started working on stuff because I literally have not done any coding yet. Yeah, it bees that way sometimes. So hopefully this is the only day this happens, and it's fine because Mondays I like to get all the administrative stuff out of the way, any outstanding things out of the way, and then focus on the goal. It's now after lunch. I'm about to do some sketching. Sorry, I was just looking at something. Yeah, I'm about to do some sketching so I could do some like mock up some interfaces that I like for the project that I want to make. So I want to sketch out some interfaces about possibilities that I want them to look like, and then after I get done with that, I'm gonna move forward to working more throughout this Laravel fundamentals videos that I'm doing. But I just wanted to come up here real quick. I have a sketchbook. Why do I have a sketchbook? Because I like sketching things. So I like to doodle a lot of times, and a lot of times it comes out like in my mind, it looks so totally awesome, and it gets on paper and it's like, ooh, I don't know what that is. But I found some interesting things in here. Like sometimes I don't use these just for like actually sketching interfaces. Ooh, you're not gonna be able to see that. Oh, you can't see that. So look at this, like users and what does it say? Books and an association table right here. So I did this for a Rails project that I did. Ooh, those were back in Coding Dojo days. So yeah, I built like a, I just kind of just wrote out the models that I wanted to use, what they needed to have, and then I went to the also like the association, like what it needed to reference and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't just doodle in this book. Sometimes I actually write notes that mean that are meaningful and that stuff that I need. So that being said, I'm going to do some sketching on my interfaces, and then I'll get back started with Laravel. But I just really want to get this interface thing down so that when I do get started, all I could do is just start coding it. There's a lot of things in here. Algorithms. I had to do algorithms for Coding Dojo, so some of them are in here. This is a sketch I did, which I'm not gonna, well, I guess I could show you. The website's up. I did a website for my cousin. Ooh, I'm glad I wrote the date on this. This is earlier this year in May, and I did like a little sketch of it. There it is. Yeah. So, I mean, this is what I'm talking about when I say sketch. Literally, I can't read upside down. Image, and then whatever this section is, and then another section over here, and then like a header. She had a very basic website, so it's pretty simple to figure out kind of what needed to be done, what needed to go where, stuff like that. But I made a few of those. So I had that one, and then I had this one as well. This is actually the mobile version of that. Sometimes I like to sketch out my plans on here if I'm gonna make something, and this is mainly for my personal use. I like to put the date in here because, as you saw, sometimes I'll definitely forget. So I like to put the date and then the project it is, if it's not very clear. But for this one, it's just a redesign. Alright, so I am back. Well, I never left. I don't know why I said that. So I've got my sketching done of the website I'm gonna remake. I did a little bit of research as well, because I was looking up locations, and I saw that they might have another website that might already be done, but I'm still gonna go through with making this one just because there are some things that I see that they still haven't done that I would like to implement. So I'm still gonna do it. And then I got to thinking, because I had got an email while I was doing that, and I checked it, and it got me thinking to myself, why? Let me explain myself. So I've gotten you know, messages from recruiters, emails from recruiters, and I even got a text message from a recruiter after he messaged me on LinkedIn and called me and emailed me, and I said, that's stalkerish. Stop that. Like, no. Anyways, I said all that to say, I think it's so funny when a recruiter contacts you and they're like, I have the job that's perfect for you, and it makes me laugh. Because sometimes it's not perfect at all. Well, I don't think I've yet to find a job that is very perfect that a recruiter picked out for me. I'll say that much. It's always just like, no, that's not for me, that's not my thing. And then sometimes it'll be like, yes, we require 10 years of experience and you're perfect based on your resume. And I'm like, really? You got that from my resume? Really? Is this the same resume that I'm looking at? It's like, that's funny. So anyways, that's been a bit nerve-wracking through this, you know, through this whole journey. And at this point, it's only been about 2 weeks since I got laid off. But it's still hilarious to me because people are like, it's perfect for you. I had a call the other day. I got a voicemail from this lady, and she said, Tiffany, I have the perfect job for you. It's a regional manager. And I'm like, what? Regional manager? It was like of an insurance company or something, and I'm just like, oh, what? How did you get that from? I don't get it. Sometimes people just fill your head with stuff. That's why I said it's important for you to know what you want. You don't want to get sucked in a hole, especially when, you know, you're looking for a developer position and then somebody throws out regional manager and you're like, huh, you know, that means your priorities are totally out of whack. So just keep that in mind. It's definitely weird. I'll say that much, when they're just like, this is an amazing job opportunity, Tiffany, and it's like, is it really? Is it? It's so funny. Anyways, that's all I've got. I'm now gonna start doing some actual Laravel stuff. After, oh, I don't know, 5 hours of not doing Laravel stuff, I'm now about to do Laravel stuff. At any rate, I'm just gonna put this over to the side. This is my sketch that I just did. So yeah, I'm gonna start, and at this point I'll be working probably for a couple of hours, and then I will get started on something else. I'm trying to sketch out, not literally sketch out, but I'm trying to, in my mind, think about how the week ahead is gonna go for me. I have some appointments to go to later on this week, and then that I know of, and then I also have just, you know, regular stuff to do. So there's that. If you haven't seen on my home office tour, or my home office tech tour, what did I call that video? That's bad. That's bad. I literally just put that video out. Anyways, if you haven't seen it, check the link. I'll put it in a iCard below or above. I think it's gonna be here. You know what? I bet you it'll be here. As soon as I say over here, it's gonna be over here. It'll be above. You'll see that I use this Mac Mini from time to time, and lately I've been using it for my Laravel stuff, because I was able to get Vagrant and Homestead up and running on this machine, but I couldn't get it running on my MacBook. And then I just ran out of space on my MacBook, and I was like, I just deleted everything. And so when I'm working on my my project that I want to do, I'll be using localhost for my project that I'm going to do on my laptop, so that I can do the project anywhere, instead of being like, I have to be at this big computer here. It's not really a big computer. It's literally just the monitor and the box, but I'm exaggerating. But yeah, so I'm trying to make it so I'm not like stuck in one spot, because that could happen too. Anyways, with that being said, I'm going to do some more stuff, and yeah, I'll be working for a couple of hours on some Laravel things, and then I will probably round out my day. I'll probably be finished after that. Thanks.